Hi, I'm Tati and I went to BookNet Fest. So it's day one of my BookNet Fest adventure, and we made it to Orlando. I'm actually in the hotel where the convention is going to take place, and we went and kind of scoped out where the event is going to be tomorrow, where all the panels are going to be, and where registration is. So I feel kind of prepared for that. Not really. It's all still kind of surreal that tomorrow I'm going to be like in the same room with BookTubers that I've watched for years. While I was packing, I had the feeling that I was forgetting something. And when I got here, I realized that it was my camera. So all my footage from BookNet Fest is being filmed on my phone. Ready for BookNet Fest? We're too early. So BookNet Fest is officially over. It was great and I had a lot of fun, but I'm way too tired to recap the whole thing right now, so I'm going to do that in the next part of this vlog. So BookNet Fest started this year, and it was in Orlando, Florida. And I live about a 2-hour drive away from Orlando, so when I found out that that's where it was going to be, I thought, maybe I can work out some way to go to this thing. Because it was the first bookish event that was really accessible to me. And I did end up going, and I took my whole family with me, and we had a great time. So I only attended for day 2 of the BookNet Fest. I skipped over the Universal Day, and I just attended for the day of panels and workshops. And I really enjoyed it. My favorite panels were Us and the Industry and For the Love of YA. And I also really enjoyed the 101 workshop. I got to learn some camera facts from Jenna Cleric. Hope you can see that, and I hope I said that right. I also really enjoyed the opening keynote. I thought it was a great start to the whole event. And the whole event kind of had this great atmosphere because it was just full of book lovers. Now this was a relatively small event of like 250 attendees. However, there were some pretty popular booktubers and bookstagrammers and book bloggers there. Especially for me, I have been watching a few booktubers for a while, and the fact that they were going to be there was super exciting and also like completely nerve-wracking for me, because as you can probably tell from my videos, I'm not very good in normal social situations, and trying to socialize and not fangirl freak out at the same time is extra hard. I mean, just kind of talking about it now is freaking me out a little bit. And on the one hand, I kept reminding myself that, I don't have to talk to anybody if I don't want to. But on the other hand, it was like, how do I be in the same room with these people and then leave and not talk to them? These people that I've been watching on BookTube forever. And I really don't know if I would have gotten the nerve to talk to anyone if it hadn't been for this weird thing that happened. Right after the opening keynote, we had been sitting kind of towards the back, and so I turned around to walk, out of the there was 2 separate rooms where the panels are. So I'm turning around to walk out of that room and move on to a different panel. And Christine from Poland Bananas Books, one of the first booktubers I ever watched. She's a very popular booktuber. I'm sure you've heard of her. She like walks right in front of me. And so I kind of just probably looked like a deer in the headlights, but I said hi. And my only like plan if I talked to anyone was, hi, I love your videos. Or hi, I just wanted to say I love your videos. And so anything else I said is kind of a blur. It's just what my freaked out brain was telling me to say. So I'm sorry if it was awkward for anyone I said hi to. But yeah, I got to say hi to her. And after that, I was like, maybe I can do this. And I got to say hi. And so when an opportunity kind of presented itself, I tried to say hi to as many booktubers that I knew of that I could. I got to say hi to Hannah from A Clockwork Reader, Zoe from Read by Zoe, and Kat from Catty-tastic, which is kind of amazing, and I can't really wrap my mind around it still. So I'm sorry if it was weird, but thanks for stopping to talk to me. I even got to take a picture with the co-creators of the event, which was amazing. And it was so nice of them to take that minute out of what I'm sure was an insanely busy schedule to take a picture with me. Something else that I got to participate in as part of BookNet Fest was a book swap. I brought 172 Hours on the Moon to swap because I read it and it really wasn't my cup of tea, and I left a little note inside for whoever got it. And the person who did get it tweeted me about it, which was really exciting and cool. I personally picked up The Isle of the Lost from the book swap, which I've read before but I didn't own, and I'm planning to read again as part of a book club with my brother, so this was a really great find for me. So if you were there and you dropped off this book, thanks. We also got some swag from BookNet Fest. My favorite thing is definitely this badge that we got at registration. It's sponsored by Owl Crate, as you can see. And it's just this kind of really great souvenir that I get to keep from this first year of BookNet Fest. There's also this little notebook, which is great because I completely forgot to bring a notebook. I brought pens, but I completely forgot a notebook. But this little notebook, which is advertising The Dark Intercept by Julia Keller, which I have never heard of before, but I'm guessing that's the point of this. And then we also got this Epic Reads lookbook, which is really cool too. I haven't actually gotten a chance to sit down and go through it because it's just been so busy since BookNet Fest, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, like I said, I completely forgot to bring a notebook, so my mom ended up picking up this little notebook for me from the gift shop. So I also have this little souvenir, which is really cute. I got to bring my whole family with me to this event, and it was really great because they really supported me during the whole thing, and they even kind of got into it themselves. Now, since we were in Orlando, we decided to make a few special stops the day after BookNet Fest. One of those stops was a Books A Million. I love Books A Million because of their bargain section. I find great books there at really great prices. So I ended up picking up all of these books. All of these books were in the bargain section. How I Live Now, which I already own a copy of, but I really, really love this cover. Saint Anything by Sarah Desson, which I had already read but don't own, and I'm building up my Sarah Desson collection. Isla and the Happily Ever After, which is another book that I really love. I don't love it as much as Anna, which is why I haven't bought it yet, but when I saw it in the bargain section, I knew I had to grab it. And finally, The Last Star, which I still haven't read. I own the other two, The Fifth Wave and The Infinite Sea, but I still haven't read The Last Star, and I'm still planning on reading it even though I was spoiled. And then these next two were not actually bargain books, but I picked them up because they are signed editions. Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth and Flame in the Mist by Renee Audier. And overall, I had a great time at BookNet Fest, and I really hope that they'll do it again next year and that I can be there. Thanks for watching. Bye.